This is Andy Friedman from the American Marketing Association with Luke Wyckoff from Social Media Energy, and you have quite a story to tell. You started your own company in Colorado, and it grew explosively. Tell me about that.
You know, when we started the company, it was started as a mistake. You know, I was in presenting on a whole different separate topic, and then learned that the people in the room really didn't know much about social media. So I explained it to them in very kindergarten terms, and they said, why don't you just do that social media stuff for us? And so 8 years ago was born a company that when an organization wants a massive presence within their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, but they don't want to do it themselves, or they're doing a very poor job at it, they end up outsourcing it to Social Media Energy.
Now, a lot of people trying to do the same thing. You have told us a story about how you progressively doubled your price because people were saying yes too quickly. What was your secret sauce in terms of getting people to do that?
You know, the secret sauce honestly comes down to the people that I hire. I hire people that are a lot better than me, people that are a lot smarter than me. I found some of the best digital and public relation digital strategists I could find in the nation and hired them. And then I got out of their way. I let them do what they did best with their company underneath my brand, and the company continued to grow from there. So the secret sauce, I wish it was technology. I wish it was something, you know, that was more monetized, because then, of course, I could quadruple the size of my company. But at the end of the day, it's the people, the people that understand our clients better than they understand themselves, and people that just listen. It's amazing how people just don't use their ears that much anymore.
So that's your MBA in about 2 minutes there, but I want you to tell me about how you bounced a check and what happened after that.
We bounced a check about 4 years ago, finding out that there wasn't any money in that account, only to find out that we had a situation where a lot of money escaped our company. I'd like to say unbeknownst to me, but actually when you've got someone who wasn't looking at the details, and this is your MBA 102, when you need to reconcile your books with the bank every Friday as a business owner, every Friday, without question. And when you don't do that, what happens is it's easy for people to hide numbers. And that's what was happening in our company. We had some people hiding numbers, and when it all came out in the wash, there was about $400,000 gone, and we had to make a lot of changes inside the company.
So what was the consequence in your life, how you kind of went from the penthouse to the basement, from the $90,000 BMW to the $2,500 used car, to a big, sizable company to a small company? What was that consequence for you, and what was that like to go through?
You know what? Going through that was by far probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. It was harder than my divorce. It was harder than it was as hard as my father's death. That's how tough it was to actually go through this situation. There were quite a few times where I didn't quite sure I was going to make it. And I mean not just make it in business, make it in life. It was that hard. I would wake up in the morning and I could feel my heart beating inside of my chest. And many times I actually prayed that today would be one of my last days on this earth, because I did not want to go through this. Delivering so much bad news to my company, firing more people, letting go of healthcare, everything else, and then to be able to pull into my buddy's house where now I'm living on the couch, and in the basement of his place, and thinking to myself, where's my life gone? And that was really, really hard on someone's ego who only 3 months before was living the high life. So, it was one of those situations where, it was my faith really that got me through. It was amazing friends, incredibly supportive family around me, and then sales. It's amazing how sales solves all woes. When you can grow a company using sales and put more money to that bottom line, $400,000 can go away pretty quickly if you're trying to pay off a debt.
And finally, you learned a lot of lessons kind of going from the penthouse to the basement, from success to just trying to keep everything together and then building it back. You did build back your company, but you came out different. What lessons did you learn from that you can then pass on?
The biggest lessons was, for me, is that honestly, I had built my entire life around my ego. And so everything that was around me, my country club, the cars, the dates, the suites, I mean, everybody I'd surround myself with was all about me. And when all of that was taken away from me and all you have is yourself, you learn who you really are as a person. And as I built back all the wealth, all the things that I had around me, none of that stuff made me happy. You know, what makes me happy is the stuff, you know, spending time with family, spending time with friends, traveling more and seeing the world. And so I don't have the country club membership or the fancy cars or the suites. I just don't have any of that stuff in my life anymore. And what I do have is a sound peace of mind that I don't need all of that stuff to define me, that actually I'm quite loved by all of my friends, my family, and my God for just who I am. So I'm feeling very fulfilled every day without materialistic things around me.
Well, Luke Wyckoff, Social Media Energy, I want to congratulate you on your success and having the persistence and stick-to-itiveness to bounce back, and for your inspirational journey. I want to thank you for those words of wisdom as well. I know everybody watching this video is going to personally benefit in some way. So thank you very much. And this is Andy Friedman from the American Marketing Association.